friends, I'm Amy, and this is HRCYED, and it's time for my September HRCYED update. And I'm excited to do this one because I have a feeling I'm going to get another green space this month. So HRCYED is the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. It's created by QWERTY, by Stephanie from QWERTY, and I will link the announcement video as well as Stephanie's channel in the description box down below. So definitely go check it out. This is an incredible challenge that lasts a full year, and many of us are really into it right now. And I've been working hard. I've been working really hard to try and figure out ways to make sure that every book that I am reading at the moment counts as much as possible towards HRCYED. So I'm trying to come every single month, beginning of the month, and update you on what I completed up to that point and update my HRCYED list so that you get a chance to see how I'm doing and how far along I've gotten. So I'm gonna start screen sharing and we're gonna take a look at my progress so far and what I have completed here in the month of August, because the last book I completed that was included on my HRCYED is It Happened One Summer. So we're going on from there. I'm going to be looking at all of these books here and showing you how they work on my spreadsheet. So starting with The Silent Patient, I completed that on August 18th. So in August, I was really focusing on trying to complete Series Staircase. Now, not complete it, but at least make a lot of progress towards that particular challenge. So for Series Staircase, you have a solo, duology, trilogy, and 4 or more. And I read The Silent Patient during this month while I was focusing on Series Staircase. So I went ahead and used this book because it is a standalone as my solo. So let's put that here. And you'll actually see that I also did get my wrapping to work, like the wrapping of the text. So when I click off of this, it looks beautiful right there. So I can go ahead and delete that, take the yellow away, and I've got that one completed. So for The Silent Patient, I also used it for, I'm wondering if I used it for By the Hundreds? No. I used it for the basket weaving prompt in Camp Season-a-thon, and that was to read a mystery. So I can click that one. I'm going to take that off. So those are the 2 prompts that I'm going to be using for The Silent Patient. Then we've got All the Birds in the Sky, and for this one our author is trans. So I think I used that one for transgender. So I can delete that one. That one works for that prompt. And then I'm trying to remember what the other one was that I used this for. Did I use it for my readathon? Clicking the wrong things. Where's my readathon? I did not use it for readathon. What did I use that for? It was a sci-fi fantasy. So I'm wondering if I used it for subgenre. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that one is done. And then that's 2. So that was sci-fi fantasy, and it also then of course worked for the mystery book that I need to read for the readathon challenge. So what's next? Next was Strawberry Shortcake Murder, and I saw that on it was also part of the readathon challenge. Oh yeah, it was for the picnic prompt, a book with a recipe, because Strawberry Shortcake Murder, actually any of these Hannah Swenson series, they all have recipes in them because she's a baker. So I can click that one. And one of these days I really need to watch the live show. We got that. That's done. The other one that I used, was it the Even Bigger Rainbow? No, surprisingly, because that's a very pink cover Strawberry Shortcake Murder, but I must have used it for something else. Oh, Series Staircase, that's right. I forgot. So for my 4 or more, I decided to use the Hannah Swenson series because it has way more than 4 books within that series. And I was like, well, I can just read the next 4 books. And they're nice, easy, cozy mysteries. So that'll be an easy 4 books in a series that I need to read. Because QWERTY said that you don't necessarily have to start a whole new series. You can continue on in a series that you've already started it. My first book for my 4 or more. And I can... Okay, so what are the next 3 books? That way I have them on here. So it reminds me when I'm going to look at TBRs and stuff like, okay, Amy, you need to get to these ones. So Blueberry Muffin Murder is the next one. Then we've got Lemon Meringue Pie Murder. Then we've got Fudge Cupcake Murder. So those are the ones I need to read. And once I get those 3 books read, the 4 or more category will be completed. Okay, so that is it for this book, the 2 prompts. It worked for continuing on my readathon challenge, which is close to being done. I have to do those live shows, and I need a book with a weapon on it, and I need to finish Carl's Doomsday Scenario. But I'm like less than an hour left with that audiobook. Then we've got The Importance of Being Earnest. And we are having these secret prompts every month that you get that allow you to have like extra bonuses here and there. And so The Importance of Being Earnest I picked because you had to read a book that had a pun in the title. One of the main characters in this, he has this false name of Ernest, and the importance of being earnest, the importance of being honest. And obviously he's not being truthful in this play because he's pretending that he's a man named Ernest when he's not. So the reward for reading this, is that I can either use this particular book, The Importance of Being Earnest, for 3 prompts, or I can use it for 2 and then use that 3rd prompt for another book that I maybe already put on here. And so I did. I used it for Wonder because Wonder has a light blue cover. It's like mostly blue. If we scroll down, we'll see. It's this beautiful blue cover, and I thought that worked really well, and I was able to use this prompt for more than just the 2 prompts that I used it for. So I just thought that was a nice, easy one. And for the Even Bigger Rainbow Challenge, I'm trying to use books that have like predominantly those colors on the covers. So I figured, this works really well for Wonder because it's predominantly light blue. Okay, so I can delete that. And I'm going to write here that it's my reward for August. Just so that I don't forget. If I ever go back through here and go, why does that one have 3? Then I'll remember it was used for 3 prompts because it was a reward. So that is that. Now, The Importance of Being Earnest is an adaptation. So I used it for that because it's a play. And this was an audiobook play rendition. Like there were actors that were performing the play on an audiobook. So I figured that works really well as like an adaptation because I wasn't just reading the play physically, and it wasn't just an audiobook narrator reading the parts of a play. It was multiple characters coming together and doing an audiobook play of this play, if that makes sense. I mean, it would be nice for me to watch an actual version of the play. I am going to watch the movie soon. I have it on hold at the library. And maybe I will go watch a YouTube version of this play. But I think that this worked well enough. I really do think it worked well enough. So I'm going to use that. The audiobook performance. Doesn't need to be yellow though. And the source material is the drawing room play that was created by Oscar Wilde. So I think it works. I'm counting it as working as the play part of this adaptation. So that one's completed, which is really exciting. That's what I used it for. For the month of September, I'm focusing on Read Through a Beloved Quote, and it has the word of in it. So in my quote, it has the word of, in spite of everything. So I decided to use The Importance of Being Earnest for this. The of, like capital, just being... The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. And I can take off everything here that has of because I don't need to do any more ofs. Oh, that was it. Okay, there's only one. So I don't need to worry about the word of anymore. And that's it for The Importance of Being Earnest. Part of Your World. This works for my series staircase. Part of Your World. Okay, I can take that away. Delete. And then what else did I use this one for? That's right, I used it for last 10 years. So it was published in 2022, and it's not showing it. And we'll take the yellow away. So those are the 2. The last 10 years, published in 2022, and the series Staircase. The first book in the trilogy. So the trilogy is going to be all of the Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez. Next, I finished The Unworthy by Agustina Bastarrica. And this one works for translated story because it's translated from the Spanish. I didn't use that for that. What did I use it for? Around the World? No. I gotta figure this out. Oh, it worked for my 24-hour readathon. That's right. Because that's one thing I completed. I did a 24-hour readathon. So I can click that. It works for that. And what else did I use it for? Oh, okay. I used it for my Heritage Month. So the months of September and October are Hispanic Heritage Month. So I was going to use this for a translated work. However, I read this in the month of September, so I figured it works perfectly for this particular prompt. That way, if I don't end up reading anything else by an author who is of Hispanic heritage, then, you know, it won't come back and bite me in the butt. And I can take that away and clear that out. And those are the two things, the 24 readathon, and it worked for the Hispanic Heritage Month. Everything is Okay is a graphic novel that I also used for the 24 readathon. These were the two books that I was able to complete during the 24 readathon period. And that means that I was able to finish my 24 readathon completely. And so I can click this. I did it, hooray! And then I can go here and look at my bingo board. And how come it's not green? This should be green, right? I did it. What is your problem? Should it be L5? There we go. I fixed it. It was the wrong cell. So I was able to figure it out under the conditional format rules. How annoying was that? And now it's good. Now it's all good. And I now have 2 green boxes. That took entirely too long to figure that out, but I got it figured out. Okay, so that was Everything Okay. Everything Okay by Debbie Tung, the 24-hour readathon. The other thing that I used that for, oh, I forgot the red pony. Okay, I've got to make sure I go back and do that one. Oh, Everything is Okay. Okay, so the other thing I used Everything is Okay for is my read through a beloved quote. And I picked this book because it had the word everything in it. So Everything is Okay. Oh, I was going to capitalize that, right? That's right. Debbie. Okay. So that one is done. And I don't have to worry about the word everything anymore. So I already got 2 of the books done for my read a beloved quote. So that worked for my 24-hour readathon and my quote challenge. One that I completely forgot is The Red Pony by John Steinbeck. So for this one, I decided, I think I only used it for one thing. I think I only used it for the Around the World prompt. It's a short story, and I was like, what can I use this one for? And I don't think I was able to use it for a lot. I went with the North America continent because this author, John Steinbeck, is a very quintessential United States author, and United States is part of the North American continent. So I figured I would reuse this. And at this point, I don't have a second prompt for this one, but you know, I'm glad it worked for one prompt. Okay, so there's that. And finally, we have Yours Truly. So this is the last book that I completed in time for this particular update. So we'll update this, and this one is part of my series Staircase. It is the second book in the Party World series. So we're quickly getting that done. And the only one I have left for that is Just for the Summer, which I'm not going to be reading until November, but that will happen within the year. The other thing I used it for was The Last 10 Years because it was published in 2023. So let's see, 2023, Yours Truly. Okay, so I can take that away. Okay, so let's look at the bingo board. My final bingo board for the month is these 2 green challenges completed. So that's great. That's not anywhere near a bingo or anything yet, but you know, I'm trying to get a blackout. So, you know, just takes a little bit of time. And let's go through each of the prompts just to see where I'm at currently. And if they're in bright green like this, that means I've actually submitted them for HRCYED, like submitted them to QWERTY. That was one way I wanted to keep track for myself if I had actually submitted it, because it's easy to forget that. That's why it's bright green. Anyways, I've only completed one for the By the Hundreds, but I'm kind of saving these ones because I feel like these are good, easy fillers to use later on when I have fewer prompts remaining for the books that I end up reading. My 24-hour readathon is completely finished. I know it doesn't seem like a ton to everybody else, but 363 pages in a day for me especially because The Unworthy by Agustina Basarica was a tricky book. That's good for someone like me who reads at a medium pace. 363 is good. So for my subgenres of choice, my choice is fantasy, and 2 of these subgenres are now complete. So I've got 2 of those. Hey, it's Editing Amy here, and I just realized as I was editing this that if you look at the subgenres of choice, there is a bright green one down under potentials, and that's because I wanted to add it during this video and I completely forgot. So someone in the last HRCYED update was telling me that I could use the Wizard of Earthsea. They thought I could use the Wizard of Earthsea for the second prompt, because I only used it for one prompt, for the subgenre of choice for fantasy as classic, because it is a classic fantasy. And I thought that that worked really well, because I think of classic fantasy quite different than I think of like modern day fantasy. So it does feel like a separate subgenre in some ways. And so somebody else said that I should do that, and so I'm going to. So here, I'll show you that I'm making this the wizard. Okay, click off that. That one can be bright green. This I can delete. So, in actuality, for the subgenres of choice, I have 3 out of the 6 completed. So I'm halfway done with that one. Pretty darn good. Then I've got Series Staircase, and this one I've got quite a bit more complete. I've got my solo completely complete, 1 of 2 in duology, 2 of 3 in trilogy, and 1 of 4 in the 4 or more. And it's nice because I did plan on focusing on this more in the month of August, and clearly I did. It's the point where I was able to figure out what series I want to read for it and make a good dent towards those series. Then we got the award season, and I'm not going to force this one anytime soon. I'm going to wait till the spinner wheel gets to it, but I have recently picked up some books that will work for some of these, like finalist and winner, so I'm excited about that. Let's see. TBR Game Challenge, I'm not going to worry about this until I pick that off the spinner wheel. The last 10 years, I have now done 2 more of those, so I've got 3 of the 10 years. Adaptations, I've completely completed the play adaptation one. So this one is done. Oh, so is 5 Feet Apart. I didn't put this one. I watched this movie. Did I not? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put this just because I thought it was interesting. I can delete this, and I can make this white. And I've only done 2 of the adaptations so far, but hey, I got those 2 done. That feels good. Disability Challenge, this one continues to be done. Heritage Month, I finished the Heritage Month early for September and October. I actually got it done on the first day of September, so that works out perfectly. So I got 3 of these completed. Translation Challenge, still only the 1 so far. Around the World, I did get North America, so I've got 3 of these completed. The even bigger Rainbow Challenge, the only one I completed for this one right now was Wonder, so that gives me 2 out of all of these. Make a Quote, this one I'm actively working on in September, so hopefully by next update I'll have more to fill in here. But I've got 2 out of 13, that's a lot. We got Spooky Creatures, and as a bit of a spoiler for my next TBR video, I am going to focus on this one next month. I'm not going to spin the spinner wheel for HRCYED. I'm just going to focus on Spooky Creatures because I figured it's perfect for the month of October. Then for Become the Avatar, I have not started working on this one at all. But I decided that I want to go with cover image because I have so many other challenges on here that I'm using the words within the titles that I figured for this one, we're going to go with the images on the cover. My readathon challenge is almost done. I just need to watch the live show, read a book with a weapon on the cover, which I am. So I'm currently reading a book that has a weapon on the cover, and finish Carl's Doomsday Scenario, which is very, very close to being done. So I'm almost done with my readathon. Maybe I can actually get this one done by the next update. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty exciting. Nothing for Animal Friends. For Queer Alphabet, I did finally finish one of these. I did the transgender prompt. For the favorite HRCYED 1 prompt, I'm going to be going with the lowest rated books on my Goodread list. That was the challenge from last year I want to complete this year, and I'll talk to you more about that in an upcoming video. Then for BIPOC challenge, I didn't add anything new this time around, but I've got 2 of those completed. New releases, I am working on my July release, so that one I'll be able to update you in the next video. I have until the 26th to complete my July new release, and hopefully I can read the August one soon. I did pick up that book. Oh, September. let's go ahead and look and see what's coming up in September. What books are being released in September? Okay, so let's take a look. I'm not picking anything that are continuation of series unless it's a series, obviously, that I've already read. Ooh, I am not far enough along on this one. I've only read the first one, but I do, even though like the first book wasn't my favorite, I still want to continue with this series because it was so comfy, was so cozy, perfect for the fall season. The Academy, that looks cool. Oh, I need to continue this series. Tourist Season. The Seasons of Carnage trilogy. That kind of sounds fun. What is this? Welcome to Cape Carnage.
Visit once, stay forever. Cape Carnage is a seaside town of colorful houses, quirky shops, and unusual high body count. But with tourists come trouble, and Harper Starling won't let anyone ruin her picture-perfect home. Picture-perfect home. A skilled gardener with killer instincts, Harper protects her sanctuary at any cost, especially for her. Troublesome tourists don't check out of Carnage. They compost beneath Harper's award-winning flower beds. But Nolan Rhodes isn't your average tourist. Devilishly handsome, charmingly charming, and skilled with a blade. So he must also be. That kind of sounds fun.
Oh, that kind of sounds fun. But let's see what else there is. Alchemized. Ooh, that looks like a cool cover. Looks kind of creepy. Fantasy romance. Dark fantasy romance. One with missing memories fights to survive a war-torn world of necromancy and alchemy. And a man tasked with unearthing the deepest secrets of her past. That kind of sounds interesting. Oh, I do want to read that one. I want to read the other one. I want to read Cackle first. We Love You, Buddy. That's the second book in a series. Sweet Soul Searching. That is quite the cover. What year are we in? This is like really, it looks like a modern old-fashioned cover. Huh. Paranormal. Maybe that would work for Spooky Creatures. I might have to read into that one a little bit more. People watching. This author wrote something else. What'd they write? Oh, Out on a Limb. That. I have that book. Okay. Okay, keep going, Amy. Fake Skating. What do I want to read? Heart the Lover. Oh, that's pretty. If it makes you happy. Among the Burning Flowers. Point 2. Yeah, no, I still need to read A Day of Fallen Night. That's not happening. I'm just going to see if there's anything that I've already been interested in reading, or authors that I really like to read from. That's a novella, I imagine, right? I haven't read anything from ML Rio. I'm pretty sure there's a weird monster smut that's coming out in September. The Honeycrisp Orchard Inn. Sorry, I'm taking my vitamins.
For fans of the Love Light series, I haven't read that series yet. This cozy and sexy romance follows a young event planner who returns to her family's inn on an apple orchard to help run their harvest festival, only to find herself butting heads with the handsome son of the apple orchard's owners.
The only issue I have, this sounds so cute, but the only issue I have with this is I really shouldn't be starting new series. Are there any, maybe I need to be looking at standalones. Oh, look how cute this one is. Uncharmed. New cozy fantasy.
Annie Wilder is practically perfect, Mary Poppins, in every which way. Her life is a haze of pink, magic, and impossibly high standards born. She is tasked with mentoring a troubled teenage witch with extraordinary powers. Annie's charmed existence is quickly thrown into utter chaos.
Oh, it's the second book in a series. Never mind. There's already Christmas stories coming out. Okay, I'm going to scroll back to the top. Oh my gosh, this one's 1,000 pages? Heck no. Oh, that was one I was like kind of leaning towards. Maybe I should just read this Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. It's about a haunted house. How long is that one? That's a decent length. Maybe this will be my taste into Rachel Harrison. And I'm hoping that it'll work for Spooky Creatures. It's a possessed house. Ghosts count, right? What else is under Spooky Creatures? Vampire, shifter, magic user, fae folk, spirit. Perfect. Okay. We're just going to go with Play Nice. That's the one I'm going to choose. Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. Okay. Cool. New releases. That shouldn't have been that hard. There are definitely some things that I'm really interested in for the month of September that are coming out, but I don't want to start new series. And there's some that are coming out in series that I'm working on, but I'm not quite at that point in the series yet. So I'm just going to go with something that is a standalone and will work well for the Spooky Creatures prompt. So this is for September. Then Challenge Yourself. I'm currently working on Fool's Errand, and next month I will be working on Golden Fool. I'm going to do 1 book a month, and I'm making sure I read a certain number of pages a day so that I don't get too far behind. Nonfiction challenge, I still have not completed the New Menopause, and I haven't started reading How Did I Get Here, which is the book I was hoping to read for this month, the nonfiction book. And so I still only have 1 completed for my nonfiction challenge. And I haven't looked at Q's recommendations at this point for this prompt. I'm just going to wait till it comes up on the spinner wheel. So that's it. That's where we're at so far. And I think I'm making progress. I feel like I'm making some good progress. I am hoping that each month I make enough progress that everything will be completed by the end of this. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see where I'm at halfway through. Maybe it'll be interesting to see where I'm at the end of this year and like, am I in trouble or am I going to make it kind of thing. That will be pretty much halfway through, won't it? Let me know in the comment section down below what you have completed on your HRCYED challenge. Were there any big challenges that you completed this last month that were really exciting for you? And also let me know in the comment section down below if you've read any of the books that I've read in this video, and if you would have maybe used them for different prompts, or if you can think of another prompt for The Red Pony by John Steinbeck so I can get my 2 prompts out of that one. Anyways, that's it for this month. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens next month, so you can see how many I complete within the month of September. And hopefully I can check off 2 green boxes next month. Why did I think that? There were reasons. I think that like by the time I do an update next month, I could click off 2 of these, which would be really exciting. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.